So here it is, the Creative Director's Guide to Copywriting, how to write great copy. Now to my taste, reading great copy is like watching a top fuel dragster roar down the quarter-mile strip in under 6 seconds. My eyes are glued to the car from the second the green light hits until the chute pops on the finish line. Now, in reading copy, I want to be mesmerized by each and every word, where I become so intrigued that I can't move my focus away from the compelling pitch until I'm released with a call to action. So where do we start? Okay, well, 2 good lessons. 1, open with fire. Open with a powerful opening message that inspires and motivates the reader to act and read on. You have milliseconds to grab that reader's attention and to make their eyeballs stick to your message before you lose the customer. Make your copy captivate, mesmerize, and swoon the reader. The KISS factor. Keep it simple, stupid. That's the acronym we need to remember. Like the design visuals for your brand, your copy must communicate with simplicity, reflecting the culture of the brand. Keep it simple. This doesn't mean that all the copy must be short and sweet. However, the copy that is not relevant, culturally centric to the brand, or benefit-driven, informative, interesting, or that which inspires action should be considered for elimination. Disclosure. This section is solely intended to keep designers out of trouble in the copywriting arena. English majors and copywriters who already know this stuff may skip to the next video. For the rest of us, proper English is a darn tricky animal, as the following example explains why we sometimes stumble grammatically. English is a crazy language, and sometimes I think all English speakers should be committed to an asylum for the verbally insane. In what language do people recite at a play and play at a recital? Ship by truck and send cargo by ship. Have noses that run and feet that smell. How can a slim chance and a fat chance be the same thing? While a wise man and a wise guy are the opposites. There's no egg and eggplant nor ham and hamburger, neither apple or pine and pineapple. You have to marvel at the unique lunacy of a language in which your house can burn up as it burns down, and which you fill in a form by filling it out, and which the alarm goes off by going on. English reflects the creativity of the human race, in which of course isn't a race at all. English muffins aren't invented in England, and French fries aren't French. Quicksand can work slowly. Boxing rings are square, and a guinea pig is neither from Guinea nor is it a pig. And why writers write but fingers don't fing, grocers don't gross, and hammers don't ham, I don't know. But 1 goose, 2 geese, and so 1 moose, 2 meese? No. 1 index, 2 indices? Doesn't it make you crazy how you can make amends but not one amend? If you have a bunch of odds and ends and you get rid of all of one of them, what do you call it? If teachers are taught, why aren't preachers praught? And if a vegetarian eats vegetables, then what does a humanitarian eat? I don't know. Copywriting rules to live by. 1, make it interesting. 2, make it fun, or I'm not going to read it. 3, avoid open-ended questions. Copy should never discuss problems. Never argue points of view with the customers. Keep it short, keep it to the point, use bullet points where possible, and use simple, everyday language. Cut copy where possible. That's probably the biggest one. Offer solutions. Show the value. Make the decision to purchase easy. It's common sense, but many of us forget this. Use powerful, benefit-driven verbs. Make the strange familiar, and the familiar strange to gain interest. Be unexpected. For example, 7-Up, the Uncola. Let the nouns and verbs communicate and build your message upon them. In multilingual translations, always hire a professional. Always deliver substantive, specific reasons to act now. Understand that people are not interested in benefits nor products, and they buy based upon their passions and fears alone. Write for the target customer, not to please yourself. All right, 5 things to avoid in copy at all cost. Avoid anything unrelated to the selling process or to your intended action. Avoid negatives, puffery, empty, no content copy. Never change a proven copy that sells a product. Remember New Coke? Yeah, that was a problem. And this brings us to the 12 most persuasive words in the English language. If your message does not include at least one of these words, you may have failed your investors or your client. Here they are in hierarchical order from most important to least. Okay, the top 10. Discovery, love, results, easy, money, safety, guarantee, new, save. These are also very important. Make sure you put them in your copy somewhere. Health, proven, and you. You is a big one. 7 copy strategies for success. All right, the first copy strategy is a super direct strategy. Not a hard sell, but benefit driven. This works best for 99% of the product packages on the market. 2, conversational. Start talking as if you were at a table with friends. Or 3, the premise trap. Force respondents to continually say yes, yes, yes throughout the copy. 4, investigative reporter. Uncover something new and share it with your customer. Number 5, customer endorsement testimonials. Number 6, response command format. 7, question answer format. 10 copy no-nos, things every copywriter should avoid. Non-believability. Customers are dubious about a lot of things when it comes to spending their money. Overblown claims and will shred believability instantly, so back up what you say with facts. Whoops, did I say that? Before you submit your final copy, check all the facts and details for accuracy. The easiest way to lose a customer is not to know what you're selling, which is their product. 3, speaking to the wrong person. Identify the buyer and write your pitch to the person who will part with their money or the decision maker, the gatekeeper. Simple and direct approaches often deliver the best results. The more flamboyant your semantics, the more difficult it is to communicate. Most folks know the simple words. Above that level, it gets dicey. Erratic flow of information. Prioritize your communication and messages in a concise and logical flow. Don't make your reader do your homework for you. Avoid rambling, avoid unfocused, buried or missing information, and overall avoid conflicting statements. Be clear, be decisive. Avoid inappropriate writing, off-color humor, suggestive connotations, political or religious spins. They are to be avoided at all costs unless critical and integral to the work. Inappropriate copy is always asking for trouble in addition to likely avoiding the sale. Never alienate a potential sale without a good reason. 7, self-indulgent copy. No one cares about your large new manufacturing plant, so don't show it to me. No one cares how many factories you have across the world or such puffery. People buy products because the benefits they offer. The sale is about the customer, it's not about you. Focus on the customer and what you deliver to the customer. 8, lazy repetition. Avoid using the same descriptive words within a sentence when other synonyms are available. For example, this nourishing lotion nourishes the body. Instead, say, this nourishing lotion replenishes the body. Deliberate emphasis is fine, such as great taste, great price. Ambiguous modifiers. I had a client who insisted on the headline for a steel building advertisement. He said, fast directions on your pad or ours. I just laughed when I listened to him, but he was serious. Use a modifier that avoids potential for confusion. 10, a passive voice. Salesmanship is a voice of passion. If you don't believe in your product, don't expect your customer to either. Show your enthusiasm in the voice of your copy. 15-point copywriter's checklist. Number 1, is your copy in sync with the brand's core customer attitudes, opinions, and beliefs? 2, does your copy embrace the culture of the brand with passion? 3, is your headline a compelling must-read? 4, are you selling the benefits and are they clear and prominent? 5, have you communicated all the brand key selling points? 6, do you have consistency of style and terminology throughout the work? 7, is this copy mesmerizing from beginning to end? 8, the copy must contain 0 errors or typos. Check your facts, check your spelling, grammar, and punctuation. 9, did you cut everything out of this that is not critical to the sale? 10, have you used subheads to break up the copy throughout the piece? 11, is there an intriguing flow of the copy that inspires the reader to continue reading? 12, does the customer have the exact information to make a purchase decision or perform the required response or action? 13, did you end with a compelling call to action? 14, check to see that all the product, company, and contact information is correct. And 15, is this copy that you yourself would read and be compelled to act upon? Ask yourself. 7 common copywriting errors and how to avoid them. Some of these may sound like basic common sense, but many people misuse one or more of these grammatical rules on a frequent basis. The first few are easy. See if any of these stump you. Number 1, grammatical Nominalization, the use of unnecessary nouns. While the novice writers have trouble finding enough to write about, the advanced writers may generate a diarrhea of the pen, experiencing trouble in being concise. Both problems need a cure. Skillful writers learn to achieve a more concise, direct style by eliminating excessive wordiness and fluff. Nominalization error. On behalf of the entire staff, we conducted and discussed a value analysis investigation of the compelling branded products on shelf. A much better correct version would be, we performed a value analysis on the competitive set. Error number 2, passive voice. This is the evil parasite of brand passion. English provides the writer with a choice of 2 voices from which to write, an active voice or a passive voice. The active voice delivers brand passion. The passive voice should be perceived as the copywriter's kryptonite. It hides brand passion and steals brand thunder. My karate instructor always demanded that I introduce myself as follows. I am Tim Ransom, as opposed to, my name is Tim Ransom. The power and passion resides within the voice you choose to use. A passive voice error would be, copper tone is regarded as offering the highest sun protection factor, where correct would be, copper tone is the highest sun protector factor available. Okay, error number 3, stacking adjectives. Too much of a good thing spoils the broth. Every great writer has a pocket full of adjectives and adverbs ready to transform a Cinderella product into a ravishing princess. Avoid piling on the adjectives in a crude and heavy-handed manner. Select your words judiciously, that they are both descriptive and concise. Where multiple adjectives or adverbs are stacked together, chop out the unnecessary adjectives, leaving only the best linguistic choice. Use words so powerful, passionate, and precise that they do not require an adjective or adverb to carry the meaning. Short and sweet leaves an impression with greater impact than long and overworked. Less is more. Here's an example of a stacked adjective error. New superior hair rinse formulation provides long-lasting herbal conditioning, where the correct version would be new, richer formula for extra body. Error number 4, trite and cliche phrasing, gently killing the reader. To be honest with you, in this day and age, after all is said and done, cliches are a crying shame that leave one bored to tears with flat as a pancake excitement. If you're up at the crack of dawn and want to drop a bombshell and breathe fresh air into your smooth and silk copy, then always avoid a trite cliche. Once new, clever, and shiny, these overtrodden phrases or rubber-stamped metaphors annoy readers with their predictability and triteness. These are mummified remains of a colorful phrase turned meaningless over time by excessive use. If your copy is not colorful and original, avoid it at all costs. Trite, cliche phrasing error bites the dust. Correct? Collapses in exhaustion. For example, fill in the missing words below to complete the old and tired cliche. Rear it's ugly, I have a sneaking, in one fell, last but not, take the bull by the agony of, the captain runs it tight, believe it or, okay, it goes on and on, you get it, we don't need to talk much more about these. Error number 5, plagiarism. Competitors constantly look at each other in an attempt to stay one up over the other on their game. Many brands offer similar or the exact product benefits. Simply stealing your competitive verbiage is unethical and will not separate you from your competition. If your benefits place you at risk of becoming a Me Too product, you might deliver a unique and compelling brand proposition to avoid becoming a knockoff. Plagiarizing your competitor's copy may bring a lawsuit and will not sway customers. Only your own creative positioning and creative thought will work to gain customers. Here's a plagiarism error, borrowing your competitive copy. Correctly, if you use your own words and position your own brand with a unique and compelling pitch derived from the core essence of the uniqueness of your brand. Error number 6, mysterious and confusing modifiers. Good copywriters don't let their modifiers dangle. To avoid confusion, modifiers must be placed next to the word they modify and must clearly refer to a word in a sentence. Groucho Marx frequently used this technique for many of his jokes. The other day I shot an elephant in my pajamas. How he got in my pajamas, I'll never know. The correct way would be, I shot an elephant the other day while wearing my pajamas. Error number 7, slang, bling bling, groovy hip speak. Slang, where appropriate, is an essential bonding mechanism in establishing deep branding ties to your core target group. But when you speak the language of the group, you are more likely to be accepted by the group. That's why we use the cultural, historical, or religious regional slang wherever appropriate as a branding tool. But be careful that the wrong use of slang, overused slang, or passé slang may ostracize you from the very group you seek to bond with. Inappropriate slang such as kinda, sorta, will drive away customers seeking trust in a business such as a financial institution. Breaking this rule successfully is, of course, Mike Myers' Austin Powers character, whose 1960s passé slang won a large fan base because of his memorable personality. So Austin Powers' brand slang error. Our thoughts are in alignment on this topic, where Austin Powers would correctly say, "Oh, groovy, baby." So be sure to maintain the cultural heritage and consistency of the brand voice. 10 rules for setting copy. 1. For package copy, avoid more than 3 bullets. 2. Always avoid copy smaller than 9 point. Use larger font size for products targeted to customers over 40. 3. Emotion is never conveyed in type less than 13 points in size. 4. Avoid sans serif faces on body copy. They cause reader fatigue, and many times faster body copy read is done in serif type. 5. A good typeface should always be invisible to readers' attention unless a style or brand culture is being conveyed. 6. A good typeface should possess a pleasant texture so that it is dark enough to avoid eye strain, yet not so heavy that it is cumbersome to read. Legibility and readability are the goal. Never use more than 3 fonts in any design. Never use script, ornamental, or cursive fonts in all caps, as they will become illegible. Line measure has a bearing on legibility. Too short and unwanted breaks occur. Too long and the eye will drift in fatigue. Framing. The perspective of the communication manipulates the information presented. The slant or spin or point of view to which you present information directly influences the message which you send and the behavior decision making the process of the receiver. Examples of common framing, the points of view. One might be liberal or conservative or positive or negative. The founding fathers of the United States were considered by the British king to be treasonous terrorists, whereas those in favor of American independence from England deemed themselves as revolutionary freedom fighters. It's a big difference. Terminology such as pro-choice and the U.S. Patriot Act are semantically devised framing techniques utilized to frame their opponents as anti-choice or unpatriotic. Know your audience. Who's the target of your communication? Before you can effectively design anything, you must understand your limitations to cultural background, demographics, and psychographics. You have to know who you're talking to. How much time will they have to receive your communication, and under what conditions? Are they driving 75 miles an hour past a billboard, or are they sitting in a chair waiting for a movie to start? What are the restraints to your communications? Designed to optimize the environment, communication, and interaction.